Fox Sports.
We are Fox Sports. We are Fox Sports.
The Trop has been home sweet home this year for the Rays, who've won 7 of their first 8 games under the roof. Today, rookie left-hander Matt Moore goes to the hill as Tampa Bay goes for the sweep versus Albert Pujols and the Angels. Rays baseball starts now on Sun Sports. This afternoon, we greet you from Tropicana Field. Final game of the homestand and game 3 of this 3-game set between the Rays and the Los Angeles Angels. Hi again, everyone. Welcome to an afternoon of Rays baseball, a getaway day before the Rays hit the road and go to Texas for the weekend. With Brian Anderson, I'm Dwayne Statz. Great to have you aboard. Todd Callis along in just a few moments. Well, the Rays are going for the sweep here this afternoon. They've won 4 and lost only 1 on this homestand. They're 7-1 overall at home. And I'll tell you, home sweet home it has been. And at the top of the batting order, Desmond Jennings quietly has done a great job. In fact, he's now 3rd in the American League in runs scored.
And Dwayne, quietly is the key word. You're absolutely right. He's done this under the radar. Desmond Jennings, look what he's done the last 7 games, starting to flex the muscles, 3 home runs, 6 RBIs. If you go back his last 10 games, he's hit safely in 9 out of the 10, raised his average from 194 to 260. And I'm going to tell you something. When you get a guy like Desmond Jennings, dynamic ball player, a lot of speed, you get him hot at the top of the lineup, it makes everybody else coming behind him a whole lot better.
And the Rays right now are 4th in the American League in runs scored as a result of all of that. Pitching matchup brought to you by your Southern Ford dealers. Jerome Williams on the hill, 30-year-old right-hander for the Angels, and Matt Moore, the 22-year-old lefty, looks for his first win of the season. Matt 0-1 making his 4th start. Rays and the Angels wrapping it up here at Tropicana Field. When we come back, as the Rays go for this sweep, Todd Callis will take a look at Mike Scioscia, who not only is the longest tenured manager in the major leagues, but is establishing a legacy of his own.
Angels just 6-12, but that man right there, Mike Scioscia, the winningest active manager in the major leagues, the only manager currently with over 1,000 victories. One of the reasons for Scioscia's success and his long term with the Angels is he has not been afraid to surround himself with excellent minds. And as we take a look at the Mike Scioscia coaching tree, you'll see he was manager of the year twice in the last dozen years or last 10 years. Then Bud Black, his pitching coach, becomes manager of the year with the Padres 2 years ago. Of course, the Rays' own Joe Madden was his bench coach from 94 through 2005. And Madden has won manager of the year in the AL 2 of the last 4 years. And then Ron Renneke, third base coach and bench coach, now the manager for the Milwaukee Brewers. We caught up with both Scioscia and Joe Madden and asked about their special relationships.
It's a great group of guys, and we had a lot of fun together, talk baseball all the time, and we all learned from each other, and we certainly weren't afraid to put things into place and see if they, if our philosophies match what was going to happen on the field. And Joe's, he's a thinker. He thinks outside the box.
Mike presents this very stoic appearance in the dugout, but we used to laugh. We used to laugh a lot during the course of a game. He's got a very good baseball mind, but he's also hysterical. He's hilarious. I mean, we would laugh at the same stuff. So during the course of the game, he'd keep me loose. I'd keep him loose.
So today, speaking of loose, Joe Madden seems pretty loose, getting ready for this one. The pupil going for the sweep against the teacher. We're under 3 minutes to go until the first pitch. It is the Rays and the Angels on a Thursday afternoon. Right around the corner, Dwayne Stats and Brian Anderson with all the action. Enjoy right here on Sunsport.
Toyota. Visit your local Toyota dealer today for great deals on the amazing lineup of Toyota vehicles. Toyota, moving forward. And by AT the nation's largest 4G network. AT&T, rethink possible. The Rays have enjoyed their stay at home. They wrap up this homestand here this afternoon with the Los Angeles Angels in town. Here is the lineup put together by Mike Scioscia for the Angels. Eric Ibar leads it off, followed by Howie Kendrick and Albert Pujols. He's been struggling, as you know. The DH is Torrey Hunter, Mark Trumbo in right, Vernon Wells in left. Alberto Callaspo gets a chance to start at third. Bobby Wilson, local product out of Seminole, will do the catching. Peter Borges in center field, and he will bat ninth.
taking the mound this afternoon for the Tampa Bay Rays, left-hander Matt Moore. You see the season numbers. It'll be his 4th start. It's been an up-and-down year for Matt Moore. There have been stretches we've seen him very good, then other stretches during the course of a game where the fastball command has been a little bit off. Matt says that he thinks in his last outing against the Minnesota Twins that he was able to figure something out late in that game mechanically that should help him out here this afternoon. Let's take a look at that Ray defense as it lines up behind him, left to right in the outfield. Desmond Jennings, B.J. Upton, and Matt Joyce. Across the infield, third to first, Evan Longoria, Sean Rodriguez, Ben Zobrist, and Carlos Pena. Jose Molina will be behind the plate.
Joe Madden has his club 4 games over 500. The Rays have won 4 in a row. Currently tied with Baltimore atop the American League East. The Orioles also 11-7. So the Rays and Baltimore, a game up on New York and Toronto, with Boston 3.5 back. There's Mike Scioscia. The thing that might concern the Angels, the slow start in general, but they are now 8.5 games back of the Texas Rangers this early in the season.
Texas is just running roughshod over everybody.
Yeah, they're 15-4 right now. We'll deal with them tomorrow.
That's right.
Won't think about that today. We'll think about that tomorrow. Well, here's Eric Ibar. Switch hitting infielder leads it off, and the first pitch is a strike call. That first pitch presented by Pinch a Penny. Matt Moore started him with a healthy fastball at 96. And a popper foul. That's going to carry out a play. 0-2. Great to have you with us this afternoon. Day game here at the Trop. Ibar with a new 4-year deal with the Angels. Won a Gold Glove last year. The 0-2. It's a little popper to the right side, back of first, foul, and Carlos Pena takes care of it. 1 away.
Matt Moore's come out. Those first 3 pitches, fastballs up above 95 in that 96 range. It's something that we didn't see a lot last start. Kind of hovering down in that 93, 94 range. Didn't see that explosive fastball. Good signs early here.
Kendrick fouls it back. That's a strike. A good
changeup from Matt Moore. That's something that will be interesting to look for during the course of the day. Is he use that? Will he use the changeup the same way that David Price did so effectively in his shutout 2 days ago here?
And a swing and a miss. Well, that on the heels of the changeup, the fastball away at 96. Thanks for stopping by.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Making short work right there of Howie Kendrick. That changeup down and away, and then let's throw the fastball just up and out of the zone. A little late action on it. And it gets the chase. Look at that swing. Take that all day long from that guy.
Well, Albert Pujols steps in here. Base is empty and 2 gone. Shift is on for him. Fastball away. Well, it's been a struggle, as you can see there. For his last 19 spread over 5 games. He's got 101 at bats without a home run. 2 balls, no strikes. His longest streak prior was an 0 for 18 late in the 2010 season. Moore misses upstairs with the fastball. So Matt's behind Pujols 3-0. Swinging 3-0 and fouls it. A piece of that one.
The best way to get out of that slump. Loose, and you figure 3-0, you're going to get the fastball, and a good one right here. Not able to catch up to 96, just missed it.
fouls it back. 3-2.
Good strong swing there by Albert Pujols with that ball moving in close to him. If it gets that long, it's going to be tough to barrel it.
And a line drive caught by Longoria down at third. A 3-2 pitch hit on the button, lining it down to third. 1-2-3 go the Angels. We'll head into the bottom of the first inning. No score. Matt Moore. Joe Madden's lineup has Desmond Jennings leading off, then Ben Zobrist at second, hitting second, and Carlos Pena third. Evan Longoria, Luke Scott, and Matt Joyce down the middle, in front of B.J. Upton, Jose Molina, and Sean Rodriguez at shortstop.
Taking the mound this afternoon for the Angels, right-hander Jerome Williams. This will be his third start, coming off a strong outing in Baltimore. His last one, picking up a win.
And the first pitch, Jennings takes that one for a strike. The 0-1, a little tap foul. 2 strikes to count.
Let's take a look at our Coventry Healthcare scouting report on Desmond Jennings. Or not.
It's a quick-moving game.
That was. Right now, red hot. He's hitting 9 out of 10. Got a 7-game hitting streak.
Back over the mound to second. Kendrick cannot make the play. Good speed by Jennings. And Desmond is aboard to start this game for the Rays in the bottom of the first.
Well, let's go back to the scouting report, because when you talk about Desmond Jennings' speed, the +1 comes into play. And all that means is Desmond Jennings, because of that speed, he can take singles, he can take walks, turn them into doubles, turn doubles into triples with the speed on the base paths, the ability to steal, and then stay in the zone. And talking with hitting coach Derek Shelton, he said when he sees Desmond's head staying on the ball in the zone, not moving, and the bat staying down and through the zone for a long time, he knows that he's locked in, and that's what he sees right now.
So a base hit for Jennings to start it. Extend his little hitting streak right there. Ben Zobrist with 3 home runs now, connecting last night off the left-hander Wilson in the 3rd inning. To first, Desmond is back in. Pitch is a strike. 1-1. The hits have been hard to come by from the right side here in the early stages of this year for Zobrist, but there was no doubting that shot right-handed. gone 1 for 20 right-handed before that home run. And a good look by Zobrist. 2 balls and a strike. Hot shot. That's going to be fair. Up the right field line. Jennings on his way to third. And Foley's going to wave him around. The throw to the plate is up the line. And the Rays lead 1-0 on the double by Ben Zobrist, scoring Desmond Jennings.
Well, Ben Zobrist hits this fastball right here, stays out over the plate and just hammers it right down the line, gets it inside the bag. And then Desmond Jennings, we talked about his speed. The secondary, he is gone. Nice turn there at second, and then pick up Tom Foley. 1-0 Rays.
So a sprint home by Desmond Jennings on the double. Now it'll be Carlos Pena. A strike. The last time Jerome Williams pitched against the Rays was back in 2004. Pitch is down and in. 1 ball and 1 strike. Gave him just a run on 4 hits. He got off to a pretty good start in the big leagues, and he'll tell you he just really ate himself out of the big leagues. He put on a lot of weight and wound up out of the game in independent league baseball. 2 balls and a strike, and now here he is, 30. Joined the Angels last year late in the season, and was impressive enough to make their rotation this year.
Funny how the game, once it gets a hold of you, it's
back in at second. Zobrist safe there.
Anything you can do to get back in. I mean, he was out of baseball. You couldn't find him from 08 to 2010, and you're right, Dwayne. Starts off in independent ball. The Angels have their eye on him. They bring him in. He gets called to the big leagues. Well, that 4-0, nice springboard into this year.
A 2-1 count to Carlos Pena. Foul ball back, 2-2. Well, he's pretty upfront about all of that. He was obviously a lot younger then and got to the big leagues and thought he lived the high life. So out of Hawaii, spent a good part of his youth there, and he enjoyed the beach and some of the great fare they have out there to consume, and he says he did plenty of that. And a second chance here. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Just a little piece of that one foul in behind the plate umpire Tim Timmons. Pena making contact with the off-speed pitch. Full count. 3-2. Single and a double. The Rays have a run. 3-2 the count to Pena. Big cut on the fastball. It's foul back. Forcing another 3-2 pitch. This time a year ago, he was pitching in the Atlantic League. Independent ball. He had a stint in Taiwan. Pick off. Play at second. They're going to get him. Zobrist is picked off second base. So the Rays lose this scoring opportunity.
Yeah, you just can't let that happen. There's nowhere for you to go. You see right there, sliding behind him, plenty of time.
You know, Ibar missed the tag, but sold it.
Well, that's the thing, too. When that ball beats you by that much, you're right. He does miss him, and Ben gets his hand in there. You'll be called out just about every time.
Pena waves and misses. So suddenly 2 outs now with the bases empty. The result of the 1-6 pickoff. Out in front. Here's Evan Longoria. Pitch is a strike to Evan. On the outside edge, that's a strike. And losing that base runner there turns the inning completely around. And Longoria is out on strikes, swinging through the fastball up. Rays settle for 1 and lead 1-0. Nothing. And it's time for our AT&T trivia question today. What former world champion left-handed pitcher is celebrating his birthday today? And it just happens to be number 40.
Hey!
Who could that be?
You know what? Is that that's why everybody's talking to me. Keep me distracted while you do that read.
And boy, we can't distract you.
Geneva, Ohio.
Distracted.
Oh, come on.
From Geneva, Ohio.
It is.
Your mom.
Yeah. There you go. Look at that. Your mom never forgets.
No, she doesn't.
She's great.
Yeah, in fact, I was expecting a call at 3:06 this morning. You guys, come on.
There you are, buddy.
Come on, D-Wayne.
Come on. Come here, man. Happy birthday.
Pull that.
You don't look a day over 49.
Right. All right, hold on.
Yep. Yeah, hang on. Fire marshal's going to be here in a minute. So let's get rid of the evidence.
And Kaufman.
Yeah. Good. All right.
Finally.
All that great fortune ahead for you.
Right.
Yeah, and a beautiful cake.
You guys are the best. You guys are I thought I was going to get it past you again. It's been very quiet around here. And that's probably what the problem is.
That's it.
I probably should have known that because it was so quiet that there was something in the works. But much appreciated to all. Thank you very much.
All right, now let's eat. Swing and a miss. Hunter's out on strikes. A fastball. Second strikeout by Matt Moore.
All right. Good fastball here by Moore. I think there on the outer half. Good velocity.
So I guess we know the answer to the trivia question, huh?
That's kind of a giveaway.
I got the card.
Trumbo fouls this one away.
And you know
Strike
what?
one.
And kudos to whoever made this cake.
Well, your mother's responsible for that.
Well,
cake.
but she didn't make it. She may have ordered it.
Well, but not that she couldn't make it.
Right, but I'm guessing more local. They did a tremendous job.
Yeah, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's really great.
I'm not going to cut into that quite yet.
3:04 a.m. Is that what you
3:06.
said? 3:06. Write that down. I've got all of these times now on the scorebook. Knockdown pitches, moving their feet. BA arrives. 3:06 a.m. Well, the best and good wishes came from Geneva, Ohio, but I have good information that you really bowed in Virginia.
I did.
There you go.
did. Portsmouth Naval Hospital.
Okay. Swing and a foul-tipped strikeout right into the mid of Molina. Another fastball strikeout. 2 up, 2 down. Todd has more on this development here, the Brian Anderson birthday celebration.
Not only are we doing Dwayne, not only is it a trivia question, but we're going to do a text poll. And speaking of getting help from Mom,
No
we've
way.
got your favorite picture of Brian Anderson. 70s hair, TB1. The little slugger pitcher, TB2. The sweeper, kind of fitting today. Rays go for the sweep, TB3. The Ray Hawk, TB4, or Brian's high school picture, TB5. Text your votes for your favorite BA picture to 789-789, guys.
That may be the most difficult poll we have all year to distinguish. Which one would you vote for?
Do you guys remember that move that I told you I was making in my life?
Yes.
I was making. Yeah. There is not a chance in the pit of Hades that it can be made now.
There's a strike. It's 2-1.
I mean, really?
And who knew you put all of those photos together, and this is what you have right here.
Oh, my gosh.
Swing and a miss. Wells up here, and the count is 2-2. Aren't you glad you showed up today?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just absolutely wow. I haven't seen those pictures. And there's a couple in there that I haven't seen. The sweeper. Never seen that picture. Somebody did some good research, PI work.
Well, our crew, they put their mind to it. High popper. Foul ball. Will it be playable? It's going to be just out of reach down near the dugout. If you like those photos, how about these?
Well, I mean, nice idea with the 3-point, but you're getting ready to kick, buddy.
Well, I'm just wondering if you were maybe rushing the kicker. Yeah. Hey, but even back, is that a Browns?
Yeah, that
back
is.
then.
But aren't there laws against that?
Pitch is high. 3-2. little domestic help. You were earning your allowance.
It was earning my bed.
There you go.
Yeah.
3 rides. Oh, that pitch just missed into Wells. A 2-out walk, and Wells is on his way to first.
Ball was in off. Trying to go for that free strikeout. Matt Moore's been pretty good with the fastball. That one just missed.
Alberto Callaspo was 5 out of 10 against left-handed pitching this year. The Angels have their initial base runner, Wells, on the base on balls. Pop fly right center. Joyce making the call. He's got it. A walk, and that's it. A man left. We go to the home half of inning 2. The Rays lead 1-0. VA huffs and he puffs and gets the job done.
Early 1-0 lead. Let's take a quick look at the Angel defense. In the outfield, left to right, Vernon Wells, Peter Borges, and Mark Trumbo. Across the infield, third to first, Alberto Callaspo, Eric Ibar, Howie Kendrick, and Albert Pujols. Bobby Wilson, call behind the plate.
Luke Scott leads off against Williams. That's a little dribbler up the first base side. That's a foul ball. Scott, Joyce, and Upton. And Luke Scott, nice long putt right to B.J. Upton in the corner of the dugout.
Bad control.
Yeah. And he had a souvenir. Oh, on the count to Scott. It's inside. The Angels do not have a shift per se, but they do swing around and play Scott strictly to pull, with Callaspo way off the line at third. Pitch is inside. 2-1. Luke with 15 runs batted in. Tap foul, 2-2. One thing about the Rays offense now that Madden has pretty much all of the pieces of a lineup that he thought he might have with Upton, it shows signs of being a pretty balanced offense. He was really struggling last year to get that offense going. And that was sort of that way this spring. It's been pretty good. That's a fair ball. Wilson makes the throw down to Pujols.
Today's game and all season long, Tires Plus will donate $100 to the Pediatric Cancer Foundation for every Tampa Bay Rays home run televised on Sun Sports and Fox Sports Florida. And this offense has a little bit different dynamic to it. It's more set. You got the speed portion that you know sometimes BJ is going to be up closer to the top of the order, but you got the front and back end covered with that. You got power sprinkled throughout.
Pitch to Matt Joyce is a strike. You know, Joe Madden talks about when he was a kid growing up in Pennsylvania, but he became a Cardinal fan, a St. Louis Cardinal fan. Pitch is a strike. Joyce tried to check, and he's down 0-2. And his teams start to sort of take the personality of the Cardinal teams that he was such a fan of growing up. 1 ball and 2 strikes, and the offense of this team is going to stack up a little bit like those clubs. You know, a couple of guys in the middle of the lineup who can pop the ball. There's some power. That's a strike call at the knees, and Joyce is out of there. Power to some degree spread throughout the lineup. The guys who can handle the bat. There's some speed, a speed element there.
A lot of things to contend with, and you're absolutely right. It's a good pitch here by Jerome Williams, a little two-seamer, a little front door two-seamer, catches that inside corner. But you're right. I mean, it's not like they've got the one guy that's getting 40 to 50 home runs. Not to say that somebody couldn't jump up and do that, but it's sprinkled throughout. There's always the threat. You know, you come down there, Pena, Longoria, Scott can get you, Joyce, Upton can, he's good for 20, so that you've got different guys. You just can't rest on anybody, and they start to slot in like they have, and they can stay there and start to mesh together as a lineup. Well, that'd be a lot of fun.
Yeah, and we're talking about the Cardinal teams of the 60s and 70s in there, and the makeup of those teams when Madden was growing up that he rooted for. And that pitch hits BJ, so he'll head to first. There was a time when the Cardinals had all that speed of Coleman and McGee and those guys, and they'd stick a hitter in the middle like Jack Clark,
right,
and then they just run you to death. But when Madden was growing up, a fan of that St. Louis team, they had interesting balance on that club with all the elements that the Rays seem to have in their lineup right now.
Well, I'll take your word for it, because if we just established I'm only 40.
Yeah.
Don't go quite that far.
Jose Molina.
And you can clearly tell by the younger Brian Anderson pictures that was clearly the 70s. From the furniture to the hair to the plastic football that gave you numerous fat lips.
Hey, we're all a product of our environment.
Well,
I mean, there goes Upton on a pitch out, and the throw, he's going to steal it anyway. Ball pops into short left, but it's going to be run down. And so Upton has his first stolen base, and it comes on a pitch out.
Yeah, just because you guess right doesn't guarantee the out. Bobby Wilson comes out nice to receive that ball, and then really makes a poor throw. Wrong side of the bag and in the dirt. And I don't know if they would have had him if it was a good throw.
Yeah, I think it's problematic as whether he would have been retired. I think he probably had it stolen.
I think you're right.
1-0 the count to Molina now. The Rays stealing a base, and that puts Upton in scoring position. The strike. The count is 1-1. Tap to short Ibar with a lot of time makes the flip to first. We're through 2 and the Rays lead 1-0.
So he's looking good. He was there in my debut, so it's pretty special. And he's a weird Taurus like me, so it's a good combo. And happy birthday to another fellow lefty.
And more photos.
Oh, getting started early on the left.
Yeah. Trying to get the right grip on that ball.
Yeah, and look at the cast on the right. Forgot about that. It literally has in cast.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Wonder why. You know, mom and dad said it was because, you know, the doctor, I think maybe I just got out of line at a young age.
Bobby Wilson takes at a young age.
As an infant.
Wilson right now, 1 ball, no strikes. Good cake, though.
The cake is good.
Yeah. There's a strike, and your mom gets full responsibility. Gets all the kudos for making sure you had a great cake.
Yeah, I got the story about that in between innings. That's pretty amazing. I thought it was something when a cake would find it into my hotel room on road trips.
Yeah, well, hey.
This is pretty big.
There's a strike. I know you were disappointed there was no girl jumping out of this cake. Just wait till you get to Fort Worth.
One can only hope.
We'll see.
Hopefully she didn't tune in. After those pictures, it's over.
And the 1-2 pitch is foul out away. One ball, 2 strikes here to Wilson. If you can't have fun on your birthday, when can you have fun? Huh?
I'm with you.
Yep. Foul ball. Still a ball, 2 strikes to Wilson. Peter Borges, the center fielder, will be next, and then Eric Ibar. Rays got a run in the first, driven home by Ben Silvers. Oh, there's a nice pitch. How about that? A breaking ball, 1-2. He starts it outside and brings it in. That's strikeout number 4.
Yeah, hitter will tend to give up on this pitch. Recognize it out of the hand is off the plate. And you see the break taking it right to that outside corner.
And you saw Fox track there, B.A.
Yeah.
Everything in, and then hello.
Give up on it.
Yep.
So aware. Hitters do not like to get beat in.
Peter Borges takes one down. ball and no strikes. Two and 0. Just tried to bunt that one and bunted right through that fastball at 96. Pitch popped up on the right side. It's Pena settling under it. Well, the first time through the order, very good for Matt Moore. 2 outs here in the third now. 4 strikeouts and a walk, and he's shown very good stuff and great command of it.
Yeah, well, you know, in the pregame show, there was some sound where Matt Moore said, I think I found something in the 6th inning of last game. And he said he was getting a little bit ahead of himself. His arm was starting to drag, and that would all be indicative of secondary pitches that didn't have a lot of bite to them.
Ibar chops it to short. Rodriguez makes the throw to first, and on the reach in the foul territory, Pena takes care of that. 1-0 Tampa Bay. Third, this afternoon's Rays game is presented in high definition, brought to you by H.H. Gregg. Sean Rodriguez. First pitch breaking down and away. 1 ball and no strikes. Rays facing Jerome Williams, 30-year-old right-hander. How about Sean Rodriguez? 27 today. Fly ball, center field. Gordon is still coming and cutting in front of him. Trumbo from right field makes the catch. And the former mayor of Tampa, Pam Iorio, is at the ballpark today, and it's her birthday. Breaking out all over.
See there, that talked about Mark Trumbo playing all over the place for this Angel Ball Club.
Well, the start he made the other night was his first in right field. Back out there, he's started on the corners, left field, right field, first, third. He's DH'd. Pitch to Jennings is down. Trumbo's coming off that great rookie year, great power numbers. They have Mike Trout down at Salt Lake, and he's off to a great start there. Little tap to third. Callaspo in already, makes the pickup and throw. So 2 quick outs here. It's been Sobers up here. You may have noticed the glove worn by the starting pitcher, Jerome Williams, and that's in honor of his mother. She passed away in her battle against breast cancer, and so he's wearing a pink glove in her memory. Battled that since his high school days. Pitch to Zobrist is down. 1 ball and no strikes. Two and 0. Been doubled home. Desmond Jennings in the first. That's the game's only run so far. And he's ahead in the count. 3-0. There's a strike. 3-1. Williams, born in Hawaii, the high school there. He just walked Zobrist.
Well, beat the Florida Heat and look cool doing it. On Sunday, May the 6th, first 10,000 kids 14 and under receive a pair of Joe Madden sunglasses presented by Matchup Promotions as part of Family Fun Day presented by Tampa Bay Times. There's a good look at him right there.
Yeah. A fashion statement indeed.
Those are aggressive.
So is Zobrist. He takes off on the first pitch. Out of the ship, Kendrick from short right field throws out Pena, and the Rays are finished. We're through 3, 1-0 Rays. Through the first 10 hitters of this game.
Yeah, out of those 40 pitches, most of them extremely sharp. We've seen everything working for Matt Moore. The good power fastball that he's been able to manipulate around the strike zone, go out of the strike zone with it when he wants to. Overpower guys. We've seen a good breaking ball. One he struck Bobby Wilson on right there, the backdoor breaking ball, and he's been very, very sharp. And that fastball velocity is up 2 or 3 miles an hour than where it's been all year long.
Howie Kendrick takes a pitch outside. We started to get into this last inning. I just think this is such a positive sign of a pitcher who's just 22 years old. You talk about self-awareness of one's craft and what he picks up about himself.
Well, when he was talking, and he's, it's funny because during that little bit he said, it's a lot easier to feel than it is to explain.
Back into center. Upton's going to make this catch.
But when he explains it, he says, I was getting a little bit ahead of myself. My arm was dragging. Okay, what that tells me is that front side, the body is starting to drift towards home plate before he's able to get up on top of the baseball. He's not staying over the rubber long enough. Well, what ends up happening when you do that, you see, you want him to stay nice and tall right there and then fall downhill. And when that leg hits, then there's the arm. If you get a little bit too quick with the body, the arm drags. What that will cause a lot of times is a slight decrease in velocity. You'll lose command of that fastball. A lot of your pitches will be up. And then your secondary pitches, your breaking ball won't be very sharp. You know, there's a lot that goes into it, and that's kind of what we've seen with Matt Moore. A lot of inconsistency with the command. And comes out this game, and all of a sudden the velocity's up there, the command has been better, the breaking pitches have been better, the changeups are good.
Well, you watch where he starts and you watch where he finishes. Foul ball right back. We were talking about this before the game. There's some of our prep. He finishes in a great position to field his position. And that's a pretty good clue that things are in sync. Pujols fouls this one, and so the count is 1-2. But take a look at where he finishes. That's pretty. Right
that
there.
is. And you know why? The direction.
Yep.
He's coming right to home plate. You know, so many guys nowadays in trying to create velocity and better stuff, they spin off and throw themselves towards, you know, third or first baseline, depending on what hand they are. And, you know, we was talking to James Shields the other day about it, and that's one thing that he's been able to lock in on those mechanics and get that good direction, because James is a guy that peels off. A good changeup there by Matt Moore, but he's a guy that peels off towards first base, but he does it after he's delivered the baseball. You do it a little bit too early.
1-2, popped up, short right center. Joyce is there. Pujols is out for the second time in this game. He's 0 for 2 and nothing of his last 21. 2 up, 2 down here in the fourth. Well, I think we saw Shields 2 years ago a lot more sideways, and what we saw were a lot more pitches that flattened out.
Yeah, oh yeah.
And really the key to his success, from our observation at this point, he is so directional,
right,
top to bottom. He gets great depth on all of his pitches.
Right.
He's just a treat to watch go out there and compete and execute his athletic ability.
And that will be something that he'll have to do the rest of his career, is to resist that temptation to try to do a little bit more. And then you start to get a little bit too much of a turn. You start to fly open just a little too early. All those things.
Well, there's a high fly ball back into deep left, just in front of the track. Jennings calls it in. That is out number 3. Rays lead, middle of the fourth, 1-0.
welcome back Carlos Pena on Friday, May the 4th, when the Rays host the A's as part of Friday Fest presented by Captain Morgan. The first 10,000 women will receive a Carlos Pena custom T-shirt presented by the Tampa Bay Times. Visit RaysBaseball.com for your tickets.
Evan Longoria takes a look at the first pitch as it cuts down and away and out of the strike zone. Longoria out on strikes in the first inning, 1 of 3, posted by Jerome Williams. So cued down to first. Holtz picks it up and flips to Williams. That will be out. Number 1. We'll check in with Larry. Here's Barry LeBrock. Barry, how are you, buddy?
Good, Dwayne. Still getting in shape from early in the season. I get it. Larry's okay. But come May, I think it's going to be Barry, and it's going to have to stay that way. You know, if you were with us last night, you saw the saga of the bat on the field. A lot of guys very concerned. Elliot Johnson, in fact, tweeted about it. He said those who wanted to know about the bat, and he specified the mammal. He was taken to a bird sanctuary. He was hurt, but hopefully he's okay after some care. I'm impressed not only with the concern that Elliott showed, but the fact that he knew that that bat was a mammal.
Luke Scott fouls the first pitch away, 1 strike.
So here's your tweet from Elliot Johnson explaining what happened to the bat. There's that mammal reference, and Elliot just wants to make sure everyone's out there educated and wants to know about where his winged friend ended up. Back to you guys.
All right, Barry, thank you. And of course, these guys are more than just baseball players. They're well aware of how you should classify a bat.
Well, now, I mean, Elliot Johnson, we talk about him versatile as a player. I mean, he takes it to a new level.
Luke Scott, ground ball to second. Kendrick takes care of that. 2 up and 2 down. So the bases are empty. Matt Joyce on his way to the plate. Joyce was called out on strikes on a pitch down around the knees in the second inning from Jerome Williams. This one shot up the right field line, and that's going to be foul. And a nice catch down there by that young man. Yeah, he did it the old-fashioned way without a glove.
Cornering the market, apparently.
Yeah, apparently so. 1 ball, 1 strike. It's too low, 2-1. Williams came up initially with the San Francisco Giants in 2003. Won 7 games, and the next year, full season with San Francisco, he was 10-7. There's a shot into right center field. That's got a little carry and will be off the bottom of the wall. Joyce on his way to second with a stand-up double. That's third 2-base hit of the year.
Well, trying to get something going here with 2 outs and a changeup that leaks back over the middle of the plate. Joyce able to lift it just enough, and he almost lifted it right out of the ballpark. 2/3 of the way up. The Rays here with an opportunity to try to tack on.
Here's Upton. DJ takes the pitch for strike 1. DJ hit by a pitch his first time. Well, the Rays have now had base runners in each of the front 4 innings. They scored in the first. DJ pulling off the pitch as it cut away from him. And it's an 0-2 count. High fly ball center field. Borges is under it, and he makes the catch. No runs, a double, and a man left. We go to the 5th. 1-0 Rays. Stop foolproof stat. Let's take a look at our good friend and companion, compadre, colleague, Brian Anderson, Angels first-round pick in '93, 3rd overall, 13 seasons in the major leagues, including the 2001 World Series with the champion Arizona Diamondbacks. And just as BA could be counted on by his teammates and crewmates here, you can count on Just For Men Auto Stop for foolproof results. Always counting on BA for foolproof results.
Not a big fan of that 82 and 83 record, though. That 1 under kills me. I've been begging for one appearance. Somebody tweak a hammy in 4 2/3 and let me get it out.
There you go. Just get it out. Take the lead. Then retire. You're all good.
I wobbled down the stretch. I was up above there, and then last couple of years.
Hey, an elbow.
Now that didn't help.
It's blown out 3 times.
That didn't help.
Not going to help you in that regard.
No, it didn't. It was a fun ride, though. I can't believe how fast it went.
Pitch is down. 2 balls and a strike.
You know, we were talking. I can't believe that this will be my 5th year in some capacity in this organization. I mean, talk about time flying. It feels like I was just coming down here to try to play again.
Yep. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Well, that's what happens when you're having that much fun.
Well, I'll second that.
Isn't it? I mean, it's the best ever. Just fun. 2-2. This one hit deep to left field. Jennings will look up, and that ball is going to go. Trumbo turns around a fastball, and this game is tied 1-1. First hit given up by Moore.
And that fastball by Moore, it was down, but he didn't get it to the spot that he wanted. He wanted that ball in, probably belt in, wanted that up by the hands. This ball is down, and Mark Trumbo just drops the head of the bat. He's a big, strong kid, and that fastball is supplying a lot of its own power. He just jumps.
Now Wells looks at that pitch for a strike. Trumbo has great power, and he got a chance to extend his arms a little bit there and lift it out of here. Uppercut from Wells, and he misses that pitch. And just like that, the game is tied. foul back. Trumbo led the Angels with 29 home runs last year. And he put a wallop into that fastball. Four misses away. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Foul ball back again, out of play. Rays have a run that came in the first. 2 of their 3 hits came in the first. And the Angels have their first run and first hit in the 5th. Tap. Moore off the mound, gloves, and fires to first. Wells is the first man retired here in the 5th. And Moore, a little over 50 pitches through 4 innings, and his strike to non-strike ratio was very good. 75% strikes. Here's Callaspo.
Yeah, that's excellent. Yeah, breakout right there.
The strike on the outside edge. Yeah. 2 strikes. Foul into the screen. Down 1-2. Shot up the right side. So it's still a ball, 2 strikes. Angels off to a 6-12 start. Last year with 86 wins. A couple of years here since their 97 win season in 09. They won 100 in 08 and 97 in 09. Back in 07 they won 94. Right now they're 8.5 back in the West, trailing the Texas Rangers. Ground ball towards short, and it gets beneath the glove of Rodriguez and through into center. Callaspo picks up a base hit. He's still .500 against lefties this year. He's 6 out of 12 against left-handed pitching.
Sean Rodriguez moving up the middle. You can see right there that ball took a funny bounce on him. Just overreached with the glove. See, he looks like he's got a good beat on it. Something went awry there at the very end. He kind of stabbed and whiffed on that ball.
Here's the catcher, Bobby Wilson. Pitch is high. Yeah, so the Angels, after all of those wins, they finished first in 07 in the division, first in 08 with 100 wins, first in 09 with 97. Then they won 80 games in 10. Finished 3rd. 86 last year, finished 2nd. And they made a few changes now. 1-1 front office changes, and the biggest changes adding Wilson, who pitched last night, and Albert Pujols. That was to the tune of over, between the two of them, over $330 million. That's a big time change.
That is mega loot.
Runner at first base. Callaspo, 1 out.
I mean, that's a reaction to what the Rangers have done.
Yes, it is.
And how they look like they've set themselves up for the long haul. Angels say, you know what, we're not going to take a back seat to anybody. We've been liking our position in this division.
Well, not only the division, but that market, that greater Los Angeles market. You know, there was a time when they were the Anaheim Angels and second to the Dodgers. Well, that's not the case any longer. Mike Scioscia, the former Dodger, now, as we mentioned at the outset, the longest tenured manager in the big leagues, his 13th season. And the Angels really have made outstanding progress through those years on the field and in the market. Foul. The count is still a ball and 2 strikes to Wilson. I mean, that's been long enough that it's an entire generation now, and they've seen the dynamics in that Los Angeles market change, where the Angels were a definite number 2 to where they've emerged in many ways the number 1 team in that market against the Dodgers, that for years was a landmark franchise.
Oh, yeah, you're right. They own that part of the country, but then find themselves in some situations where the focus was taken away from the product on the field and what was going on there. And the Angels at that time, obviously rising up, becoming a very relevant, strong franchise, said, you know what, capitalize on that right now. And they really have made a move.
So they've done that, and they've seen sub-90 win seasons the last couple of years, and so they make the major investment they made over the winter. Wilson is out on strikes. Another changeup, this time swinging.
Yeah, Bobby Wilson seeing a steady diet of off speed with the changeups and the curveballs. A+. How far out in front?
2 outs with Callaspo still at first. Peter Borges. Pitch is low. 1 ball, no strikes. Borges came into the game hitting 186. Finished last year at 271. This one gets through. Molina. Down to second base goes Callaspo, so he's now in scoring position. That was a fastball.
It was fastball down, and you see, instead of dropping straight down and blocking that, Jose Molina tries to backhand it. I mean, that ball's moving in the mid-90s. It's coming right down to the ground. You try to catch that clean with the backhand, it goes right through the 5-hole.
Well, it's a percentage situation there. You drop down to block it, low percentage that it's going to get through. You try to backhand that ball and stab it like that, the higher the percentage is that it's going to get through.
And we've
seen the fact.
And we've seen a number of those with Jose back there, of fastballs that are down in that range, real close to the ground. Are they going to bounce or are they not, that have managed to squirt underneath the glove?
So it scored a wild pitch, but you'd like to see some of those prevented. Two and 0 to count. Borges pops it up. It's going to be straight back and out of play. 2-1. Borges just 24 years old. Boy, this guy can fly. He can cover center field. And last year started to show that he can be an offensive player as well. 3-1. Fouls this one back. Battling more. Foul the fastball. Angels have tried to get him to a point where during his swing that bat stays in the hitting zone a little longer. Gives him a little better chance for contact. And the way he can run Any kind of contact is a high percentage move.
Oh, that's the key. You're absolutely right. All those little speed guys need to work on, at least with 2 strikes. You know, if they got a little bit of power, that's one thing. But cut down that swing and put the ball in play.
And he draws the walk here. Second walk issued by Matt Moore. He missed the changeup, was high that time. Jim Hickey is going to head to the mound.
Well, follow the Rays with the MLB.com @BAT12 app for your iPhone, iPad, Android, and Windows Mobile. Get live audio, pitch tracking, video highlights, and more. Text @BAT to 31826 or visit RaysBaseball.com for details.
Yeah, you want to do that. We both have that and use it readily.
Frequently. You better believe it.
Well, the top of the batting order is Eric Ibar. 2 men on with 2 men out, a run home. The leadoff home run by Mark Trumbo has tied this game. And after 4 pretty efficient innings, this one turns out to be a long inning. This is the 30th pitch made, and it's high. 1 ball, no strikes. And an inning like this can be more dangerous than a high pitch count in and of itself, because it's a lot of pitches compressed in a smaller period of time. There's a strike. It's 1-1.
This is where you really have to be tough mentally, because he definitely is sitting here in the low 80s in pitch count. There's still enough left in the tank. But he's got to be smart mentally to take his time, make sure that he feels strong before every pitch, and really concentrate on executing that pitch.
Pitch lifted into right. It's Matt Joyce making the catch, and so out of all that, a long inning, but only 1 run. We're tied 1-1, middle of 5.
You know, one of the guys who was very instrumental in getting a lot of those pictures from Ohio, from your best friend, from your parents, Ryan Denlinger. He's a.k.a. Beans. He did a lot of work with that. Now, we're going to also break down some still shots here, BA, of 2003 to 2011. You're all about the form. We've come to know this move as the BA finger point. Can you illustrate maybe the actions, the keys to a good finger point from 2003?
Well, you see it's evolved. You know, the finger point's evolved. The face is still out of hand, but right here you got the two finger, and then right here just the one. The little hook in the middle, it's kind of like the upside down, hey, I'm at a rock concert kind of a point. And that one's much more serious, as you can tell. I've got something to say there.
Apparently, you are also affecting your surroundings. If we could go back to that, there was some imitation involved in that, which they say is the sincerest form of flattery. High hopper on the right side. This is Kendrick, and he takes care of Molina's pop-up. But take a look at that. You see, other people are trying to get into the act. The same facial expression going. Not quite up to the point yet.
Well, and right here, there's the other big difference.
Well, that's what they want you to do.
Even with sideburns, Dwayne.
You know what you've done? You've taken it literally from the dugout to the booth.
I want to know who I was chewing on or what I was chewing about right there. It looked like it was in Detroit. Big dugout.
Could you really narrow it down?
No.
I mean,
I get the dugout right.
Yeah.
What I was ranting about, who knows? That could have been about the pregame spread.
Yeah.
The mid-game.
Yep.
Hey.
And here's a lot of consternation involved in this.
Oh, I look like I needed to be headed somewhere.
The pitch is high to Sean Rodriguez.
You know what the best part about that picture was? Is all I was doing, I didn't know the camera was running. We were telling a story. Like, who makes that face during a story?
Well, there's photographic evidence.
What are you doing?
Just trying to conduct business as usual.
Trying to avoid afterburners.
There you go. Pitch a little bit wide to Sean Rodriguez. Hey, you don't play with fire. 2-2. Rodriguez bounces it foul.
It's a good thing the birthday cake wasn't there, or we would have had one.
This one is wide. Three and two. Not so much blowing out the candles as blowing up the candles. 3-2 and a base hit up the middle. Sean Rodriguez with a single to change the subject. One out, base hit.
See, the birthday boys stay together.
Yeah.
Sean Rodriguez getting me off the hook. That ball cutting away from him. He stays right down and on it. That was a nice swing there by Sean Rodriguez right back up the middle.
So the Rays continue to put men aboard. They've had runners in each of the front 5 innings. Jennings opened with a base hit back in the first and was promptly doubled home by Zobrist. Williams takes a long time holding the baseball, and Jennings granted time by Tim Timmons. A run, 2 hits for the Angels. A run, 4 hits for the Rays. A good take on a pitch down and away. 1 ball, no strikes. There goes the runner. Pitch is down. The throw, not in time. Head first slide, and Sean Rodriguez is in there with a steal. That's his first of the year.
Now, Bobby Wilson came up firing. Well, you see the jump? He slides to the right field side of first base. The left hand reaching back. You make that guy have to, Howie Kendrick, reach a long way for the tag, and he does get that left hand in there and follows it up with the left foot. You see the momentum taking that hand almost off, but that left foot covers for him. You see right there, that's nice.
2-0 to Jennings. His ball 3. 3 balls, no strikes. Yeah, Wilson did about all he could do with that. He took a pitch breaking down and away and unloaded it in a hurry. And Rodriguez beat the play. And that's outside. Fastball is scooted wide. Jennings heads to first. Runners at first and second with 1 out. Mike Butcher, pitching coach, trots out to the mound.
Well, get in on the action with the exclusive on-field seating in the Papa John's bullpen box. Available dates are going fast, so you better act now to make your group reservation behind the Rays bullpen by calling 855-GROUP-TB, or you can go online at raysbaseball.com.
The Rays have an opportunity. Ben Zobrist stepping in. And takes a strike around the knees. Ben has double home a run, and his walk was picked off second in the first inning. Made a big difference in the way that inning was stacking up. Upper first base side foul. 0-2.
Well, I would expect here, first and second, 1 out. Williams starts him off away with the fastball, then runs that cutter in and speeds his bat up. He tries to yank that pitch and catches it in on the thumbs. Go back out away now with the fastball just off, maybe the changeup. Try to get him to reach for something, hopefully get a ground ball. Looks like they're coming back in.
And that's a ball inside. 1-2. Well, he had an 0-2 count.
That's right.
He runs it off the plate end.
Yeah, I mean, and that's, you know, you're right. 0-2 count. That's when you do it. But you would think he would get out of that area and move back across the plate and either look for the strikeout or a rollover ground ball.
And a little tap out to second. Kendrick Ibar. Now they're going to have Rodriguez hung up between third and home. And they're going to call him out right there with Callaspo getting the put out. Rodriguez trying to get out of the rundown. Well, they weren't sure they had a chance to get Zobrist at first, but they did catch Rodriguez rounding the bag at third. Took the double play that way. So we're through 5 and still tied 1-1. today. He's given the Rays 5 innings with 5 strikeouts, allowing 1 run so far. The Rays got to Jerome Williams in the first on Jennings' base hit, and a double by Zobrist scoring Desmond. The home run to lead off the 5th by Mark Trumbo. When he turned on a 95-mile-per-hour fastball and hit it out, it's tied the game. Howie Kendrick leads off the 6th. Pitch is a strike. Kendrick, Pujols, and then Hunter. And strike 2. 5 strikeouts for Moore. 85 pitches for the young lefty. One and 2. Out there, Kendrick takes ball 2. He did not offer. Now the 2-2. And we'll go all the way full. Coming off a 32-pitch 5th inning. Kendrick fouls this one. He starts the 6th with a full count. Now the foul ball. So this will be his 7th pitch to Kendrick to start the frame. And he strikes him out. Nice and easy with 96 on the fastball.
Well, this is just a reminder that as you enjoy a cold one, look forward to Miller Time later in today's game, brought to you by Miller Lite.
Albert Pujols up here. He takes the pitch for a strike. Strike 2. Pujols is lined to third. Fly ball to right. It's a little pop foul out of play. A 2-strike count. A pop-up. Foul ball out of play. A run, 4 hits for the Rays. A run, 2 hits for the Angels. And a ground ball that's going to head up the middle and a base hit into center. With the Rays pulling the shift, now Pujols going to try to go to second, and he is out at second base. Rodriguez got over there to cover the bag, and Pujols, who snaps it 0 for 21 with a base hit, beating the shift, is out, trying to stretch it into 2.
That is a frustrated man right there. Finally gets a base hit, and then is going to try to catch the Rays napping and try to make something happen, do a little bit too much. Rays come to life just at the right time to be able to pull that off.
Now here's a base hit the other way by Hunter on the first pitch. So Hunter's on for the first time. Well, Pujols just about did catch Upton napping out there. And Rodriguez got over to take the throw.
Well, he did not hit this ball very hard, just well placed. And you see him going hard, and then when that ball is out in right center, made it close.
Yeah, Pujols hit it where the second baseman normally would be, but Zobrist was pulled over on the shortstop side of the bag, and Pujols hit it right through the second base position and into the outfield for a base hit, but thrown out trying to move to second. Now here's Trumbo batting for the second time in as many innings. 1 for 2 already. Homered to lead off the fifth. Now he hits in the sixth inning. Strike the count. One and one. Gave a fastball a ride. Back in at first, Hunter. So now the Angels have 4 hits. Rays have 4, and each team with a run. And Moore working to Trumbo. 98 pitches on the day for Matt Moore. And another toss to first. That's Burke Batenhop loosening in the bullpen. And a quick step off throw. Six strikeouts. A couple of walks, a run on 4 hits. And the pitch is a strike. 1-2. It into right center. That ball will go to the wall. Hunter already on to third. They're going to wave him around, and he's going to score. He'll beat the throw. Ball pops away from Molina, and that's going to allow Trumbo to go to third. Now it's a 2-1 ball game in favor of Los Angeles. Trumbo has driven in both runs, and he winds up at third as the throw to the plate gets away from Molina.
This ball up and away from Trumbo, and he gets tremendous carry. Gets it all the way to the wall. And here's the throw by Zobrist. It's going to one-hop. The ball hits Molina right in the mask, it looked like. Follow the action. Be ready for anything. Take advantage of that ball getting away and move up to third base.
And so with a 100-pitch count, Moore is going to depart. Call to the bullpen. Back in a moment. Brought to you by Gold and Diamond Source, your trusted source for over 30 years. By Checkers, Feast On. And by your local Southern Ford dealers. 5 2/3 for Matt Moore. He leaves with a man at third. He's been charged with a couple runs on 5 hits to this point. Bert Badenhop in to face Vernon Wells. And the pitch is in there for a strike.
Badenhop on for the 9th time. 7 innings of work. This is a big out here. Rays find themselves down a run. Do not want the Angels to extend that to at least 2.
And Wells takes strike 2.
Keep your team within striking distance.
Missed a little wide right there, pretty close.
Yeah, good try there by Burke. Trying to muscle that fastball right to the outside corner, just off. A good take there by Wells.
Wells reaching out, fouling that one up the right side. Badenhop worked 2 innings on Friday in the Minnesota series. Struck out 1, walked 2, gave up a hit, no runs, and he's on here as he inherits a runner at third, 2 outs in the 6th. Ground ball, that's going to be grabbed by Rodriguez. Quick throw to first, will not be in time, and the run scores. Trumbo crosses the plate to make it 3-1. Wells placed it perfectly. And that's a base hit, and the run batted in.
Well, Badenhop's looking for ground balls. He gets one, but Rodriguez is forced to go way left, come up firing. But Vernon Wells just does beat it out, and that will tack on another run for the Angels, now 3-1.
And that run charged to Matt Moore. And right there's a case where when that relay throw bounced off the mask of Molina, allowing Trumbo to go to third, the Angels immediately turned that into a run. The error was given to Zobrist on the relay throw, and that's the normal protocol, but it did bounce right off the mask of Molina. Two strikes to count to Callaspo. Alberto Callaspo up there. So Hunter and Trumbo have scored the runs in the end. Breaking ball low. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Hoping to get the call on that pitch. The count is 2-2. Strike 3 call. That one caught the inside edge, came back. Callaspo out on strikes. Angels lead 3-1 mid-6.
taking a 3-1 lead over the Rays. Well, hey, fans, find your best connection to all your favorite Florida sports teams with the Fox Sports Florida Girls. Like them on Facebook and follow them on Twitter. Join the conversation now with Annie Lee and Jordana. Fox Sports Florida Girls are waiting to hear from you.
Well, the Rays have some ground to make up. They're down 3-1. Carlos Pena in the batter's box, swinging through the first offering from Williams. Shift is on. The only man on the left side of the infield is Callaspo. Ibar, the shortstop, playing close to the normal second base position with Kendrick in short right. Oh, 1 the count to Carlos. Ground ball, and that's headed right to Ibar. Throw to first. So out of the shift, Pena is retired. The shortstop, Ibar to Pujols at first. Now Evan Longoria. Takes the pitch too low. Low and outside. 1 ball, no strikes. One and one. One and two. Strike on the outside edge, and Longoria is not happy.
Yeah, and he may have a beef there. That ball looked like it was off the plate away. Take a look.
Wow. Called out on strikes. 3 of the 4 pitches out of the zone, including that one. 2 gone. A ground ball and a strikeout. And Luke Scott, the hitter. 4 strikeouts now for Williams. A ball and no strikes the count. Two and 0 the count now. Scott tried to check on the changeup, but could not. Two balls, 1 strike. Three and 1. 30-year-old right-hander Jerome Williams spent some time with the Giants and then with the Cubs. He's 0-5 with Washington in 07. Ball out of play. A full count. Pitching 2 outs into the 6th. Been economical with his pitches. Walked only 2. He has 4 strikeouts, allowing the Rays a run on 4 hits. The run came in the first. 2 of those hits also came in the first inning. 2 hitters in, the Rays had a run. And that's been it. Scott with a full count. And he draws the walk. Checks on the pitch wide. The Rays get a 2-out base runner, and that's going to get Matt Joyce up there.
There's a nice side view of that. Change-up running away. Took it right to the edge.
Here's Joyce, who doubled in the fourth. The fastball is away from him. Joyce called out on strikes in the second inning when Williams got a strike call around the knees. And he picks up a strike on that pitch. Timmons has been inclined to give the low pitches a strike today. And every once in a while, he'll widen the plate.
Yeah, he's definitely expanded on a number of occasions.
It's popped up, foul ball. It's going to be out of play. Williams now at the 90 pitch mark. Williams has lost to the Yankees and has beaten Baltimore so far this year. Joyce fouls a fastball back. He got beat 5-1 in New York. Gave up 5 runs in 2 2/3. And then came back to beat Baltimore 6-3. Pitched 2 outs into the 7th inning of that game. Two and two. Pitch count was over 100 against the Orioles, 102. Just 10 pitches short of that right now. And a shot toward right center field. That ball is going to get through in between Trumbo and Borges to the wall. Scott heads to the plate. Joyce heads to third. He's in there. 3-base hit up the alley into right center field. And it's a 1-run ball game. Matt Joyce collecting his 2nd triple of the year.
Now, as Trumbo and Borges converged on this ball, it had to look tantalizing because this ball hung up there for a while. Ball kind of off the end of the bat, but it's driven out there, and it just kind of hangs. No one can get there. Nobody was really backing up either. Luke Scott trying to guard against that hamstring, making sure he scores.
A big triple by Matt Joyce. 2 extra base hits by the Rays right fielder.
And you know the thing on that play too is you got Luke Scott down there at first base, not running very well, obviously guarding against that hamstring, and no one in the outfield, either Borges or Trumbo, and it looked like Trumbo was the guy going for that ball, was backing up. They both converged at a pretty close angle, so when that ball hit past the diving Trumbo, Borges had no time to react, and it bounded by him. If he's backing up another foot or two and is able to stop that ball, the Rays don't score.
B.J. Upton swinging through that pitch upstairs. Strike 1.
Yeah, watch him. Both on the same line. So when this ball bounces, Borges no time to react, not backing up, and he can't corral it. No way Luke Scott scores.
B.J. pops it up. That's foul and will carry out a play.
You know, we saw a fly ball earlier in this game where Trumbo and Borges came awfully close to each other. Lack of communication. Trumbo knew out there in right field.
The 0-2. BJ is called out on strikes to retire the side. Rays get a run back. We're through 6. They trail 3-2.
Within 3-2.
Somebody call Elliot Johnson.
Yeah, Elliot Johnson playing Luke Scott. Well, Fox Saturday Baseball returns this week when Ryan Braun and the Brewers head to St. Louis to take on Matt Holliday and the Cardinals in a showdown between NL Central contenders. This week at 12:30 Eastern, 11:30 Central, following MLB player poll, which starts at a special time.
Bert Badenhop out there. He finished off the 6th, set to open the 7th. Bobby Wilson, the catcher, leads off in a 1-run ball game now. All those strikes. Borges due next, and then Ibar. Wilson caught looking in the 3rd. Struck out on a changeup his last time. Both those at bats against Moore. Taps it foul, and the count is 1-1. The Royals have beaten the Indians. That's a final 4-2 in Cleveland. Kansas City snapped the losing streak last night. Now they've won 2 in a row. Cleveland started the day technically in first place by percentage points in the Central. They were 9-7. They now fall to 9-8. The White Sox are 10-8. So are the Tigers. The Tigers are trailing Seattle 5-4 in Detroit in the bottom of the 7th. 2. Moore worked 5 2/3. Badenhop got the final out in the 6th inning. Tap foul holds the count at 2-2. Twins have a righty and a lefty busy in their bullpen. Kevin Jepson, the right-hander. The left-handers, Misunori Takahashi. Ground ball. That's going to be handled by Zobrist. The Rays' second baseman takes care of Wilson. One out in the top half of the seventh. In that Detroit game, Olivo and Smoke have homered for Seattle. Cabrera hit number 6 for the Tigers. Borges looks at a strike. There we go. He checked in time as the pitch dipped down. 2-2. Borges check. Chops it to short. Sean Rodriguez makes the throw to first. So 2 outs here in the 7th. Other games of interest to the Rays tonight. The Blue Jays and the Orioles play in Baltimore. The Rays came in 11-7. The Orioles are 11-7, and Toronto 10-8. And the Red Sox are on the road tonight in Chicago against the White Sox. Boston 7-10 right now. Bunt attempt by Ibar. He might have been out of the batter's box when he bunted that ball. Bunted it foul. Strike 1. Take a look at where he was.
Yep. Oh, that's that little slug bunt where he's almost, and you're right, Dwayne, he's coming out of that box.
Down to third. Longoria picks it up and the throw to first in time. 1, 2, 3. We go to the bottom of the 7th inning stretch. 3-2 Los Angeles. Rays coming in to head at the bottom half of the 7th inning. They trail the Angels 3-2. And Jose Molina leads it off. Hits it on the ground, headed to Ibar, who scoops. His throw to first, and Molina, for the second time today, is out short to first. That gives him 0 for 3. Sean Rodriguez is on his way to the plate. Rays facing Jerome Williams.
I'll tell you what, since that first 2 hitters of the game, Jerome Williams has done a really nice job outside of the walk and then the Matt Joyce hit. Working that fastball around and using the cutter.
John Rodriguez takes a strike.
Showing a pretty good changeup today.
It's 1-1. Ground ball, barehanded pickup by Williams back on the mound. And the throw to first.
I mean, like a bear. It just was chopped and he just swallowed that ball with his hand. No hesitation. That ball off the end of the bat. Again, another ball moving away from Rodriguez.
Two quick outs, and here's Desmond Jennings. It's a strike. Desmond singled to lead off the first for the Rays, extending his hitting streak to 8. Follows this one all the way in low. It's 1-1. 3 runs, 6 hits for the Angels, 2 runs, and 5 hits for the Rays. 1-2. He started to go on the pitch up and went around, says Tim Timmons. Desmond thought he checked. Timmons made the call himself, and the Rays are out in the 7th. Here's another look. Oh, well, I think Desmond was right.
You know, it's been one of the most popular text polls we've ever had, guys. The number of votes is astounding. And here it is, your favorite look for Brian Anderson, the favorite picture of BA. TB1, the 70s hair. TB2, the little slugger look. TB3, the sweeper. TB4, the Rayhawk. And by the way, that's got the most votes so far. TB3 is second right now. And then TB5, the high school look for Brian Anderson. Text your votes to 789 to submit your votes. Standard message and data rates applied. Twitter, guys, is blowing up at Sun Sports Rays about all the birthday wishes for BA. Back to you.
There you are. Line drive into left off the bat of Kendrick. So he's aboard a leadoff single here in the 8th and a 1-run ball game. So every base runner important now here in the 8th. And Albert Pujols will be the hitter. Pujols got the base hit in the 6th inning to snap his hitless streak at 0 for 21. And he was out at second trying to stretch it into a double. First pitch to him is a strike. One strike the count. And a big chop, shortstop, backhanded by Rodriguez. A nice play, and the throw to first got him. That was not an easy play. Kendrick goes into second, and Pujols is out at first.
No, Sean Rodriguez has got to hustle to this ball at an angle and try to get it before it bounces. He's able to get the backhand. Absolutely no chance to go over to second base, take the out at first, but not easy. Boy, that ball comes up with a short hop, and who knows what happens. Oh, by the way, then you got to make that throw on the run.
So Kendrick's at second, and the hitter is Torrey Hunter. And the fastball is in for a strike. Hunter scored the first run of 2 in the 6th inning for the Angels. 1-1. Close pitch right there. Chopper. Rodriguez up with this one. Throw to first. They get Hunter hustling down the line at first base, and Kendrick moves to third.
Sean Rodriguez just showing off now. Feeling it.
Mark Trumbo is due, and Joe Madden comes out of the dugout. Joel Peralta has been getting ready in the bullpen. We'll be back with a new Rays pitcher in a moment. He's had a good day.
Certainly has. A fastball down and in. Left center field with a blast off Matt Moore. And then how about coming up in the 6th inning? Ball away. Ball he shot out to right center with good carry. He's able to squeeze it by Joyce and Upton. It's a big hit for the Angels, and then very big there, being aware, watching, able to move up, scored on the very next play. Gave the Angels a 2-run lead, which now has been cut to 1.
Joel Peralta in here. He worked an inning in last night's game. The first pitch had a little bend in that one, a curveball taken for a strike. It's a day in baseball without Joel Peralta being in the game, huh? This guy.
I mean, a workhorse.
The hardest working man in show business next to Todd Callis. 0-1 to count. One ball, one strike.
Well, he's never going to tell the manager that he needs a day off. He wants the ball every single day. It's why he comes to the park. Come here to play. And Joe Madden is much too happy to oblige him on a regular basis.
Brandon Gomes getting loose. Pitch up and in a bit. 2 balls and a strike. And Trumbo reacting, getting out of the way.
Fastball running up and in. Now that one never get a hitter's attention up around the head, but you can certainly understand the intent. This is a guy with 2 huge hits today for the Angels. Left field, right field.
And at third, 2 gone. And the 2-1. And a big cut by Trumbo trying to answer that pitch up and in with a big cut at that curveball, and he fouled it back.
Yeah, I mean, he went for it here. I mean, that's the kind of ball that you connect with, and there's a bat flip and an altercation at some point. Message sent of the previous pitch. That's the dancer with that swing.
2 balls, 2 strikes. That's Kendrick down at third. And he has him reaching. He pops it up foul. It's out of play. Holds the count still at 2-2. Trumbo, 26 years old. He had 29 home runs last year. And a swing and a miss. He's out on strikes. Got him with a split. Had him out in front. No runs, 1 hit, a man left. Big strikeout by Peralta. Still 3-2 Angels. What's left coming in to hit in the bottom of the 8th inning. Coming up following the game on Rays Live postgame presented by Checkers. Todd Callis and Orestes Estrada anchor our coverage from center field. We'll have Joe Madden's press conference, interviews from the clubhouse, and analysis from the booth. Torrey Hunter now takes over in right, and Scott Downs takes over on the mound. He has not given up much in 7 prior outings. Here's Ben Zobrist. Pitch is down. So it's Downs taking over for Jerome Williams, who pitched very well through the front 7.
Jerome Williams very good. Scott Downs absolutely deadly against left-handers.
2 balls, no strikes.
And in this instance, this is Mike Scioscia wanting to turn Ben Zobrist around, have him hit right-handed. You got Carlos Pena on deck, and Scott Downs with his fastball, upper 80s, low 90s. Good sink action on it. He's got a breaking ball that he will change the slope and the speed of it. It makes him so tough.
Zobrist, who has been patient this year, is ahead in the count 3-0. With Hunter and Wright, they've sacrificed the DH, so the pitcher will go into the spot vacated by Trumbo. That picks up the corner. 3-1. Driven deep to center field. Borges is back though, and just as he arrived at the track, makes the catch.
A good swing there by Ben. Great contact, wrong part of the field. It's his ball hard, but it's on that line and it's straight away center field. A lot of room out there and a lot of speed.
Away for Carlos Pena. Carlos 2 out of 14 lifetime against Scott Downs. One of those hits a home run. He takes one down. Sweeping breaking ball. 1 ball, no strikes. So Downs, who fell behind Zobrist, is behind Pena. Downs, 36 years old. He's out of Kentucky. And a strike around the knees. 2-1. Rodney and Gomes up in the Rays bullpen. Pena, foul ball in around the feet of the catcher Wilson, and it's 2-2. After a long run in Toronto, Downs joined the Angels last year, and as good as he was in Toronto, he was even better for the Angels in 60 games at a 134 earned run average. Two and a big curveball. It's down and in. Fastball out of the zone. See where he lives.
They're doing a nice job of keeping that ball right at the bottom of the strike zone. Carlos Pena so far not biting. Get that count full. Hoping to see one pitch up.
Zobrist got ahead 3-1 and drove it to deep center. Now it's 3-2 to Pena. And Pena draws the walk. So the Rays will get a base runner. 1 on, 1 out here in the 8th for Evan Longoria. Well, Evan, see the pitches coming into him here. He's 3 out of 8 lifetime against the left-hander Downs, as you see right there with a strikeout. Did not check, says Tim Timmons. Well, I'll tell you what, Timmons is not inclined to get any help from Kellogg. It wouldn't hurt. There have been 2 or 3 of those calls late. Strike. Ground ball to the right side. Kendrick, Ibar out there and safe at first. So Pena's forced at second, 4-6 on the fielder's choice. 2 outs with a runner aboard.
That ball not hit hard enough. The Angels to turn this. They did all they could, but Evan Longoria is hustling up there, giving the Rays another chance here with 2 outs.
Well, Luke Scott's going to be the hitter. Facing Scott Downs, against whom he has never had a hit. 0 for 8 against him. Walked and scored in the 6th inning of this game. He's led 1-0. 2-1. They now trail 3-2. Scott fouls it right back into the mitt. This game was tied 1-1. Rays got a run in the 1st, and then the home run by Trumbo in the 5th tied it. Angels took a 3-1 lead. Rays got a run in the 6th inning on the triple by Joyce to make it 3-2. We're in the 8th now. Runner at first, 2 outs. Ground ball to first, scooped by Pujols, who steps on the bag. And the Rays are out in the 8th. We'll go to the 9th, a 1-run game.
property of the Tampa Bay Rays and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Tampa Bay Rays.
We go to the 9th inning. The Angels lead the Rays 3-2. Joe Madden calls on Brandon Gomes. He is pitcher number 4 for the Rays. Matt Moore worked the front 5 2/3. Third appearance for Gomes. Vernon Wells will lead it off. Pitch is a strike. Both the starting pitchers still the pitchers of record in this game. It's foul out of play. 0-2. J.P. Howell loosening in the bullpen. Gomes worked Friday in the Minnesota series, touched for a couple runs. And Wells is out on strikes. Well, popped away from Molina, but he gets the tag. So 9 strikeouts for Rays pitching. Alberto Callaspo. Callaspo fouls it. Callaspo single back in the 5th. Out of play. 2 strikes. Jordan Walden, closer for the Angels, working in their bullpen. Young, hard-throwing right-hander. A little bit wide. It's 1-2. Rays with 1 shot left due to have Joyce, Upton, and Molina in the bottom of the 9th. Gomes trying to keep the Angels in check. Fly ball into left. Jennings closes and catches it. 2 gone. Rays hit the road after this one. We'll be with you tomorrow. Then will be James Shields to open that series for the Rays. Shields and Harrison in the first game. Neiman and Lewis game 2. Price and Holland Sunday. Three night games in Texas. Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Wilson fouls it back. Strike 1. Strikeout on a fly ball. 2 gone. That's a strike.
How about that for a sweeper? Mr. Wilson here getting his hands out of the way.
Two strikes the count. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Moore struck out 6. Badenop had a strikeout. Peralta 1, and Gomes picked up 1 on Wells. Fans cheering for another strikeout. They want pizza. The 1-2. And it's down. A breaking pitch. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Someone should send Tim Timmons a note that the fans are willing to share. Give him a little added incentive. Now the 2-2. And it's pizza for everybody. Swing and a miss. Wilson out on the slider. 2 strikeouts by Gomes. Raised down by a run. It'll be Joyce, Upton, and Molina due up. Today by Tires Plus. The plus is in everything we do. And by the 2012 GMC Sierra. It's our best Sierra ever. Well, the Rays down to their final inning. They need a run to keep it going and 2 to win it. Scott Downs will stay on to face the left-handed bat of Matt Joyce. They have Walden ready in the bullpen. Joyce 0 for 3 with a couple strikeouts lifetime against Downs. And the first pitch he takes for a strike. Matt has doubled and tripled his last 2 at bats. He was called out on strikes back in the 2nd. Pitch is low.
What would be next to that progression?
A tie game. One and one to count to Matt. Pitch misses low. 2-1. Two-one pitch. Here we go. Bouncing ball to first. Who holds to Downs, covering the bag. And Joyce is the first out here in the 9th inning. Here comes Mike Scioscia. The right-handed bat of Upton is due. They have Walden in the bullpen, and that's going to be the move. Back in a moment. closer, 24-year-old right-hander Jordan Walden. Walden had 32 saves last year in 62 appearances and 10 blown saves.
1 for 1 this year. It's his 6th appearance, 4 1/3 innings. The fastball up there.
Here's B.J. Upton looking for his first hit of the day. He takes a strike at 98.
And he's got that little deceptive delivery, too. I shouldn't say little, but he jumps at the hitters. Much as he explodes off the rubber.
B.J. checks this one low. 1 ball and 1 strike. Against Walden. B.J. is 0 for 3 with a strikeout. He fouls it back. Took a rip at a fastball. That one clocked at 97. And it's 1-2. Brandon Allen has moved on deck. Molina due, but Allen swinging a bat on deck. Started, and on appeal he held up.
Let's take a look. The slider. There you go.
The 2-2. Ground ball right side. Base hit. B.J. reaching out on the fastball at 97. Gets a single into right. The Rays have something cooking. 1 on, 1 out in the bottom of the 9th inning.
And you got good speed on the base paths. Just trying to put the ball in play here. This ball right on the outside corner, but you see the swing by B.J. Not trying to drive the ball, just put it in play, and he finds the hole.
The hitter's going to be Brandon Allen. He had a very good at bat last night to draw that bases loaded walk. So here's Allen with a man at first and 1 out. Allen, having spent some time in the AL West with Oakland, is 1 of 2 lifetime against Walden, so he's seen him before. And he takes a look at the pitch down. 1 ball and no strikes. Upstairs, 2-0. Allen not helping Walden out. That was the impressive thing about him last night when he drew the bases loaded walk to force home the 3rd run.
Well, the thing about that too is how long has it been since he had a competitive at bat?
Yep.
And you know the last thing he wants to do is walk. He wants to swing the bat. That pitch was close enough, but showing good discipline at the plate.
He's ahead, 2-0 on the count here. And he takes a strike. Fastball at 96. Take a look. Fox track, and Allen agreed. Timmons had the decision to make and the opinion that counted. 2-1. Rays are down 3-2. Toward the line. That ball is going to be fouled. And Hunter, who had moved in to play right field in the 8th inning, did not have enough time to get over there. 2-2 the count. balls, 2 strikes now. And a long drive, high and deep to right. Rays sweep the Angels. Brandon Allen, who had a great at bat last night, has an even better at bat today. A game-winning walk-off home run, and the Rays win it 4-3. How about that for a finish? And how about that for a beginning? Brandon Allen had a bases loaded walk last night and a walk-off home run in the game this afternoon. And the Rays are 4-3 winners on a long one off the bat of Allen.
Well, if he didn't feel like part of the team before, coming over here, not knowing a whole lot of guys on the team, he is fully invested now. How about that? I mean, a center cut fastball, and he knew it. He knew it. Good for Brandon Allen. Great for the Rays. Are you kidding me?
He said the other day that coming over here, he hopes the Rays can help him become a better rounded player. All they want him to do is hit home runs, and boy, did he hit one there.
No doubter.
They like him just the way he is. Rays winners 4-3. They pull it out in the bottom of the 9th inning. They win their 12th game of the year. They are 12-7. And a sweep for the Rays over the Angels. How about that? Brandon Allen tattooed the 2-2 fastball, and when he made contact, you knew it was gone. Let's go to the field. We've got Tom Callis down there with Brandon Allen now.
Thanks, Dwayne. The guys were mentioning how impressed they were with all that time off to be able to have the at-bat you had yesterday and follow that up with what happened today. How do you describe... Now he's officially part of the team. We're going to try and get a towel over here and help you out, but we'll get you cleaned up here in a moment. Brandon, welcome to the team. I guess it's official now, huh?
I guess so.
When you're going through all that time, and you only had 7 ABs before you got here, hadn't had a plate appearance till yesterday, how are you staying sharp to be able to turn on a 96-mile-an-hour fastball and do what you just did?
It's just going in there in the cage with Shelty. And, they're giving me some reps in there, just throwing a little input in. But other than that, I'm up there hitting, and, those guys are working with me. So.
Did you feel like yesterday's at bat, you had a good swing at the 1-0 pitch, good swing at the 3-1 pitch, kind of helped you out going into today, get that rhythm?
It's always different every day, Yesterday it was Isringhausen, today it was Walden. But, it's just go out there with the same approach, every at bat.
You're one of the guys who had seen Walden a little bit. You were 1 for 2 with a double. Let's take another look here at your home run. What were you thinking? He throws a lot of hard stuff.
Yeah, he throws a lot of hard stuff. Everybody's saying stay on the fastball. And, I never got away from it. He threw, threw BJ a couple sliders and stuff, so I'll just stand on the fastball, I saw him fairly well, so it was the approach I stuck with.
When you speak of approach, when you know you might get in for a late inning situation, are you looking a couple of innings ahead at the bullpen? Who has what stuff? How do you prepare for what happened tonight in the ninth?
Oh, man, they got everything down here ready for you. You got books on everybody. You got video up there. So you just go in and look at the, 7th, 8th, 9th, even the, 6th inning guys that could come in. So you're pretty much prepared for whoever comes in.
I was watching the faces of the guys congratulating you, and even though you've only been here a short time, it seems like you have quickly acclimated to the Rays family. What's it like being a part of this team? I know it's a pretty loose group.
Yeah, it's pretty fun. They welcome me well. Nothing hard on me yet. But, I'm very thankful for being in this clubhouse. It's a great team, great atmosphere, and great staff. So, I'm just blessed and happy to be here.
I know you're new to the team. There was a guy last year by the name of Dan Johnson who had huge home runs off the bench for the Rays. You just started your new trend here in 2012. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Brandon Allen, guys, back to you.
All right, Todd, a tremendous pinch hit walk-off home run by Brandon Allen, the young man from Montgomery, Texas hits the game winner. It's a 4-3 final. Speaking of Texas, the Rays will be there tomorrow night. Our coverage begins at 7:30 on Sun Sports. We hope to see you there. For Brian Anderson and Todd Callis, Dwayne Stats, great to have you with us. Hope you've enjoyed the telecast. We will see you next on Rays Live, the postgame.